speaker. I just wanted to say to anyone that comes up here and grab this mic, it is scary to get up here. So do not apologize for being up here. Do not apologize for taking up time. Do not apologize for taking up space. It is their job to listen now to what we have to say. They've had plenty of time to talk. All right, make some noise for Tiarra.
Hey everyone, my name is Tiarra Mac. I'm a Black, queer, abortion fundraising, abolitionist, and candidate for State Senate in District 6. I wish I could say fuck more often, but as a queer Black woman, I am forced to hide behind delicate words and fancy Ivy League degrees. I wish I could say fuck white supremacy, but instead I have to say cute and delicate words like a system that inherently devalues and exploits my body, my labor, my life is a system that is rooted in anti-Blackness. I have to say fragile and tongue-twisting words like a system that is predicated on my inherent worth being less than is a system that must be abolished. I am urged to say superfluous words like anti-transness is contingent upon anti-Blackness, and anti-immigrant sentiment is rooted in the specious quantification of worth and value that stems from the conception of race being an eternal ladder that we all must climb. I wish I could say fuck. Instead, I am charged with first forging my tongue like a weapon around words that slide down my throat like the three roots of white supremacy that fill my belly with fire and rage, and being conditioned into silence, into shrinking, into diminishing a light sparked by ancestors deep within my past who knew no gender, no binary, no hate, only how to love and support. Fuck. The grips of white supremacy drip down my face and contort my shining shade of black into a monstrous hue, and straighten out my nose and hope to place a bridge where there should be none, and tells my coils of crown of coils to loosen their grip and to lay lifeless. Fuck. I wish I could say fuck. Instead, I am obligated to preface the echo of my siblings' calls for fuck the police with the reminder that modern day policing was birthed from the desire to use legal precedent to manage Black bodies and quell our resistance against a system that profiteers on our labor and built the blood-soaked streets that in modern day we fall to with our hands up and our backs turned. Children, all of them. Children of Black mamas that birthed this nation. A strange home that rips away her children, one by fucking one. I am obligated to recount historical trauma after historical trauma that is etched in every shining sparkle of my melanin and yours. I have to launch a soliloquy of injustices that we've endured in these countless inceptions of modern day slavery that fosters our children in schools that aren't prepared to teach them their own history, with teachers that reflect back faces of a system they are told they do not belong in, to actions that they are not worthy of in communities where putrid air created by white hands that destroy ancient lands chokes down their asthmatic lungs, bankrupts families with medical bills, to greenifying neighborhoods only to raise the prices and send us to the shadows of cities that we built and that we cultured. As a Black queer person, I have to follow all of the rules and never say fuck out loud while cis white men write rules and write me out of decisions and history, just like they were taught from conception to root out Blackness, root out queerness, root out transness, root out anything that does not serve to decorate the mantle of white supremacy. I have to have a fancy degree written in Latin and mellifluous recitation of easy to digest histories that are at best paint our vanguards as martyrs like Dr. King, while erasing the very reason y'all murdered him, to at worst erasing the mothers of movements like Marsha that threw bricks because fuck didn't hit against walls of hatred hard enough. I wish I could say fuck without being painted as angry or uneducated, but to be Black is to be angry, and to be angry is to be aware of ways in which the system is built and predicated on our silence, on our shrinking, on our fear, of saying fuck out loud to the whole world to see our Black queer rage bubble up in protest against systems that have far too long questioned our existence with violence and hatred. Fuck. I am tired of not saying fuck out loud to the police, to white men that sit in fancy seats at this state house, who tell us that our demands for justice must wait, that they don't know what privilege is, and that they benefit from their whiteness behind rules that continue to make it against us versus them. fuck. Our liberation is bound so fucking closely together that all of us here owe it to everyone beside us, fucking fighting for black lives, black queer lives, black trans lives, because my freedom is your freedom. I wish I could say fuck, and so I will.